welcome to another edition of Sev++. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at ComboFix. One of the things that we need to keep in mind with ComboFix is that we need to disable any antivirus on the system before you run it. Running antivirus and ComboFix at the same time can not only damage the antivirus, but it will cause ComboFix not to run properly and can actually brick the machine. There are two different ways to run ComboFix. The first is to create a script file in a text document. Drag and drop that text document onto the ComboFix application file. This will cause ComboFix to scan based on the script that you've provided. The other way is to just run the ComboFix application file directly. This will run the normal comprehensive tests that ComboFix is known for. The first step to running ComboFix is obviously opening the file itself. So let's go ahead and do that. Once you open ComboFix, you're going to see the loading screen. This will go ahead and take about 15 seconds to load through and then open up the next screen. Once ComboFix finishes loading, you're going to see the disclaimer of warranty appear. The first thing you'll notice are 3 links at the top. This is warning you to cancel any transactions that you may have made with these sites, as they are not affiliated with ComboFix. Next, you'll see a link to the official guide, or how-to, on how to use ComboFix. Additionally, this disclaimer also explains the license and warranty of ComboFix, stating that it is for private use only, and that the makers of ComboFix assume absolutely no liability for your use of their software. So let's just go ahead and click yes to continue. Once the main program window opens, its first step is going to be to create a system restore point. This is to ensure that if anything goes wrong, you'll have a point to go back to before ComboFix ran. Once a restore point has been created, ComboFix will determine whether or not Windows Recovery Console has been installed. If it has not been installed already, it will prompt you to install it. Go ahead and click yes. It will install the version specifically designed for your operating system. Once ComboFix has finished downloading Recovery Console, go ahead and agree to the terms to allow the installation to proceed. And now that we've actually finished checking for updates, downloading the Recovery Console, installing the additional components, ComboFix actually begins its scan. As you can see from the window, it says that it can take up to 10 minutes or more, depending on how infected your machine is. On my machine, there are no infections running, yet it still took around 30 minutes to complete the full scan. At the time of the recording, ComboFix had a total of 50 stages, each stage with its own particular task and function. One thing to keep in mind while ComboFix is running through the 50 stages is that your system will not have any network connectivity at all. This is to ensure that your system does not become reinfected during the ComboFix scan. ComboFix will also open and close the Explorer shell depending on the operation that it needs to perform. Once ComboFix finishes running, it will go ahead and pool all the results into a single semi-legible log file. At this time, there's not a lot of public information known about ComboFix and its logs. However, in future videos, I will explain to you exactly what the logs mean, how to interpret them, and how to use that information in order to help clean your system.